Happy New Year and welcome to episode number 11 of the Road to Dopey podcast. My name's Jason, and with me it's the usual suspect.
Hello, I'm Stewart.
And
Happy New Year to you all.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're here to talk to you about an hour about everything going on. Dopey Challenge. If you're watching live, you'll know that we are merely a handful of days away, but we'll come to that very, very shortly. And if you're watching it recorded, then that's even closer. Just a bit of a recap for those that are new to what we're here today. We talk about running, we talk about tech, we talk about Run Disney, and everything in between. Currently, we are tagging ourselves as Road to Dopey, the podcast, because this is our first ever Dopey Challenge. It's not just for people who are running the Dopey Challenge, it's for people who are running the 5, the 10, the half, the full, the goofy. Maybe you just want to run it next year, who knows. But there's a bit of information in there for everyone. And then post Dopey Challenge, this will become the Running Geeks podcast. The Running Geeks, yeah. And we'll move to iTunes and it will grow from there. Have I missed anything more, Stuart?
Not that I can think of. I guess we should just get right to it.
Indeed. So,
all the new viewers. Hello. Yeah. So now we've done the quick recap. We should probably start the show in the usual fashion, which is, what t-shirt are you wearing tonight?
So, Stuart, you look like you've made some effort to put a running t-shirt on there. So let's see what you've got going on.
Well, it's a good job. Tonight is the last one before the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, because I have officially run out of t-shirts. Episode 11, last t-shirt. In training for the Dopey Challenge 2016, which is not the best t-shirt because it's got like, the print is funny. But hey, it is what it is.
I wore it on a previous episode, and it's a pretty crappy quality t-shirt. The print's really weird. It sticks. It's quite funny, and the material's a bit strange, and it's just not the greatest t-shirt.
No, the t-shirt's pretty crap, and Disney don't really have a great track record with regard to the merchandising, which we're going to come on to in a little bit. Yeah. So what t-shirt are you wearing tonight? As usual, I am failing miserably. So,
I haven't, because, and there's a reason why I've failed.
There's no excuses.
No, I have a valid reason today, and that is just to my right here is my suitcase, which is packed. Because unless you didn't know, on Tuesday I'm flying to Florida, so all my gear's packed up. So I'm on the dregs of my clothing collection at the minute. So I'm kind of sort of hiding a little bit, skulking down a little bit here, and just not showing off what I'm wearing today.
That is not a good enough excuse. That bag could have well and easily be unpacked. A t-shirt could have been taken out, but we'll just have to forgive you.
We live with what we've got.
Oh, just this once.
Absolutely. So on that note, let's have a look at the countdown. So let's have a see where we're up to with that. So
everybody knows where we're up to. We're practically there.
I think we are pretty much on the doorstep, aren't we, of kind of what's happening. So let me pull this bad boy up. There we go. So if you're viewing this on YouTube, you'll now be looking at countdown timer: 4 days, 2 hours, 32 minutes, 30 seconds. Wow. Wow.
Okay. Fills me with absolute dread.
When we started the podcast, this timer was on over 100 days.
We've been counting it down for the best part of about 280 days.
Yeah.
To see it at 4 is pretty damn scary. How are you feeling?
Do you know what? I'm not feeling too bad. We'll come on to the training stuff in a little while, but something happened on the last training run, which is not great, and I'm still suffering with that a little bit. But mentally, I'm okay. Everywhere except for this one thing.
That's debatable. That's debatable. Look at that head he's got in the back there.
Where is it? Where is it?
Okay.
I don't know if you can just about see it. I think it's slightly out of shot. I think you might.
Yeah, he's got like
see the neck of it up there.
Well, a head on his wall. I've seen Silence of the Lambs. It's meant to be in a jar.
Yeah, I could try and pull the it's Captain Kirk from Star Trek, but it's not. Well, it kind of is, but it's Michael Myers.
Yes. Well, it's not quite Disney, so let's move on.
Absolutely. So that's it. So we're 4 days away. We've been going on about it for a while now in this countdown section, but the routes, since the last podcast, which was quite a few weeks ago now, have we seen anything from the routes?
Yes, we finally have routes. And they are exactly the same as last year. 4. Nice cut, by the way.
Yeah, just that. Let's show you this. Look, this is their two-sided. That's one side, and that's
Dopey.
It's got a slightly different image on each side, and it's making a weird creaking noise. So I'm holding it quite carefully because it sounds like it was about to lose its handle. So routes, tell us about these routes.
Well, as far as I'm aware, the 5, the 10, and the half are exactly the same routes as last year.
Yeah, I think we expected that, didn't we? I think that's always been everybody's expectation, is that those races wouldn't change.
With regard to the marathon, the speedway was knocked down. That's the speedway NASCAR racing area, which was the best part of a mile. I'm not too sure when it was. I think it was about mile 9 or 10 last year. In fact, if you bear with me, you pull up the race plan for this year, and I'll go and find the map for last year.
Let's see if I can find it.
I'll be 2 secs.
Go for it. Normal.
So I have with me here the guide for the marathon from last year, 2015. Everybody that is entering will get one of these at packet pickup. And I have 2014. So we'll be able to compare them. To be honest though, I don't think it's very much difference. No. So that trip round the speedway happened, as I said, at mile 8 to 9. But the speedway no longer exists. Are you going to pull up the new route?
I'm just in the 2016. Yeah, got it now. Okay, right. So bear with me, folks. Here we go. There you go. Okay.
Right. So if you look at mile 3 and 4.
My eyes are good, but they ain't that good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that takes you into.
On the opposite side of that bend, there was a track.
Okay.
And basically, that track is now gone, and we're going to run straight through there. And then you run all the way. Is that mile 9, 10, 11?
It's mile 11 the new bit, isn't it?
Mile 11 is the new bit, which is just a bit of an out and back bump.
Yeah, it's ever so slightly phallic.
Yeah, phallic is probably an accurate word. However, there must be more to it than that. Somewhere along the route, there must be more than that. Because by my reckoning, maybe it's just the image there, but that out and back of the bump there does not look like a mile.
No, it's about half a mile.
Whereas last year, if you can see this bit here, that's the best part of a mile, the speedway. So somewhere along the track, somewhere along the route, there must be a slight extension. Now, I don't know where that would be, but I'd hazard a guess that they'll throw in a little bit extra at the lovely ESPN Wide World of Sports.
What we're doing any extra, just to clarify, 26.2 is enough.
If your Garmin says 26.2,
that's
and you're not at the finish line, what will you do?
Just stop. We just stop at that point. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
The real worry is with Garmin and races, because the usually courses are marked so accurately. You get to the finish line and your watch says 26.1, and you're like, for Christ's sake, get through the finish line and you have to do a little bit extra to round it up. So I'm completely expecting that to happen.
You can't actually do that at Disney because when you couldn't run it, you could walk it as you go through the finishing funnel and everything that they give to you, but you couldn't run it.
I remember Avengers having kind of my hands like I was carrying a baby with like a box and bananas and the kind of the medal and trying to bag and
the Run Disney cape. Yeah, there will be a lot of stuff, and a bottle of Powerade and water and the banana and more medals this time.
Yeah.
So yes, it should be fun.
Yeah, indeed. All right, cool. So routes done. Okay, so
routes don't. You can't really tell. It's a very small map. They're gonna have to find a little bit more in the routes. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
The map that they've released is no different. Just that little phallic bit.
Just a little peen.
Yeah, but what they could have done is like the designer that did that. Maybe he's not done that bit to scale. I don't know. I would assume if they're going to create an out and back section, then they'd like it to be a mile, but who knows? What it does mean is it gives us the opportunity to see our friends who are running possibly a little bit quicker than us.
Do some high fiving.
I thought you were swatting flies then.
This is my high five technique.
That's rather special needs.
Well, Disney don't discriminate. Although,
yes. So, and there is.
Sorry, just on the discrimination thing. I was reading the booklet, and there was a section in there about fancy dress because people will probably know if they're watching this that Disney have now completely banned fancy dress in the park for adults. It's completely banned now. You can do it at Run Disney events, but you're not allowed to put anything on your face. Like fancy dress on your face is completely banned on all races.
Completely banned at Run Disney. You're not allowed to run in a mask.
Yeah, absolutely. And the final bit is that they've got this section in there which is about offensive stuff. So if your costume is offensive, so if you go as a KKK or whatever, you're going to get kicked out, obviously. However, that means that I might need to put some tattoo makeup on my leg because These probably would be considered offensive, so I'll let you guys judge. So I'm going to just jump up because I've not got any shoes on today. I've not left the house.
Jason has a tattoo.
This is Exhibit A. So you can see there, Exhibit A is the human centipede drawing from the first movie. Now that's bad enough, and this is my bad ankle, so that's going to be covered in tape, so I'm not worried about that. This is the one I'm a bit worried about. Yeah, so
for those that can't see that, please explain what it is.
Yeah, so we've got 3 Mickeys tied up into a human centipede going around my leg. So I reckon that's probably deemed offensive. So yeah, I have a feeling unless I take that up, that discrimination is more than definitely coming my way.
I think you might well want to consider taping it up for the rest of your life.
It's definitely original.
I wonder if KT tape do nude colour.
Yeah, maybe. Well, my KT tape's pink, so yeah. If you guys see a British guy running around with pink tape wrapped around his ankles, that's me. Yeah. But anyway, back to the show, and what we was about to talk about was the weather. So I'm pretty sure everyone who's doing Dopey or everyone who's going to be there that weekend has been closely following the weather. We have, particularly because it's really crap weather here in the UK. It's cold, it's miserable, and God damn it, we just want to get out of here and get somewhere warm. So I'm just going to share this again for you guys.
I am completely in denial about the weather. It is not going to rain. That is not happening. It's going to be nice and it is going to be dry. And I'm telling you, on the Sunday, when we finish that marathon and we get that picture, it is going to be sunny. I am not having 2 years on the run of a crappy picture of me with the Epcot Centre spaceship Earth in the background, with the weather being awful. No, it's not happening. This forecast is wrong. It's wrong.
According to Apple, it's going to be raining for the 5K.
Well, Apple don't know the weather.
Raining for the 10K, raining for the half, and raining for the full. So it looks like we're going to average about 23 degrees Celsius for those days, which is nice and good. That's warm. But it looks like it's going to be raining.
Yes, but just because it's going to rain does not mean it is going to rain for the full duration of each run. Think on the positive.
The fingers are crossed.
Yes. If you pull up my my Facebook from last year, if you can show it, you can see my picture, and the weather when I finished is just horrific. Just actually awful. And it's just cloudy, and it's just like, I am not having that same picture this time. It has got to be perfect. If not, we will be returning to the parks the next day, mocking up the finish line and having a shot.
Right, let's see if I can find you.
Think positive. It could just mean a little bit of spitty weather.
Oh, it wasn't a profile. You didn't make it as a profile photograph, did you?
Can you not find it? Not to worry.
6 marathon. Oh, got it. I've got it. There you are. There he is. That's
you might share it. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Awful. And there's a second one as well.
There is. Oh, not that one.
Oh, it was nice that day.
That
That was Expo Day. Yeah, that is pretty much how awful it was. Almost as awful as that tank top.
Which I believe ripped you ripped your arms to shreds.
No, not that one. I'm still in possession of that, although I will never wear it ever again.
Yeah, time to throw that one in the bin.
So yes, weather, stay positive. We are not having any rain.
Gonna be sunny, it's gonna be shiny.
Right, okay. I'll give you this. Whoever is upstairs and in charge of the weather, I will give you the 5K and I will give you the 10K. Just give me a dry half and a dry full, please. I'm not asking for sun. I'm not asking for heat. I'm quite happy for it to be cold, but please let it stay dry, at least when we're finishing.
I reckon with our half, that's the one that we definitely want to be dry. That is the one where it needs to be dry, because for those that haven't been following before, we're pretty much planning to walk the majority of that event. So we're going to be out there for quite a while. And if it's pissing it down, that ain't going to be fun.
We are taking umbrellas if it's raining.
Or we could get those daft hats that go on your head and that.
What, like Sue Porter wears?
Yeah.
Shout out to Sue if you're watching. Hello. Hey Sue. That's Jason giving you one of his special high fives, which looks like this.
No, this is a special one. This is a special one. So, in this week's news, so because we've not been here for a few weeks, there's quite a lot. So we've already covered the course, so that's all done.
Skip to the merchandising already.
Skip to the fun stuff. Right, I'm going to take my face out of the equation on that case then. And I'm going to
show us this merchandising disaster.
Oh, so the Disney blog, is it WaltDisneyBlog.com? I think it's Walt Disney Blog.
Yeah, Go Disney it is.
Yeah, whatever the guys are called, they're always the first to get all the information. And yes, earlier today they got all of the merchandise. So we have 6 images which we are sharing with you right now. So this is the first. So this is the marathon merch. So I'm going to I'm going to kind of go top down. So we start with marathon weekend, kind of aqua top left, and absolutely horrendous lime green baseball cap on the right hand side. Underneath that, there's a marathon weekend t-shirt. Now, because of the layout of this picture compared to some of the other pictures, I think that is possibly a kid's t-shirt. Bottom left is a purple t-shirt with Mickey escaping through the front. Really bad print, real lack of use of colour. And then on the right hand side is a women's fit pink number, again with Mickey. Again, quite awful. And then 3 cups, shot glass, a whiskey glass, and a coffee tumbler. Stuart, any comments on them before we close that page down so we never have to look at those again?
Absolutely horrendous. Awful. I will purchase one, and I think the one which I'll purchase is the purple one.
Yeah.
Which is probably the nicest out of all of these, but let's just skip to the awfulest ones.
Okay. So on that moment, so I'm on the second image now, so you should be able to see that. And this is the marathon I Did It merchandise. So we've got an orange I Did It t-shirt. The less we say about that, the better.
It's absolutely awful.
It's disgusting.
Who's designing this? If the designer of this is actually listening to my rant here, you need to be fired. It's awful. Actually awful. You need to be forced to run these races and to actually work to wear one of these, to want to buy one of these, because this is just awful.
Yeah, it's not good. And then we've got a black fleece top right hand corner. They're usually embroidered, and it just says marathon embroidered across 2 lines.
They have some more embroidery on the back, but they're normally quite expensive. They're at least $80.
Yeah, they can keep them. Yeah, there's a grey and red long sleeve. Now they're all the same shirt that they do every year, but with just different thing on the front.
I quite like the colour of that.
The grey and red's really good, but the actual print and design is not great. I think you'll end up buying that long sleeve one.
I'm not.
There's then at the bottom left a women's stringer vest. Bottom right is a women's t-shirt. It doesn't look like a tech one, that one though. It looks like quite a thin material one. I could be wrong. That's like, again, it's another.
It says champion in a strange way, and I believe that probably is a tech t-shirt, that one.
Then you've got 2 headbands at the bottom. Not great. The magnet's okay. The marathon magnet's okay.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
And then a black cap. I think my only comment this year with the marathon stuff is that the designers just split the word marathon onto 2 lines, and it's just real lazy design. It's just lazy. I mean, it's nothing more than lazy. That's exactly what it is. It's just really lazy.
I don't think it's lazy. I think it's the opposite of lazy. I think they're trying to reinvent the wheel, and they're trying to make it different every year. And I don't think the majority of runners that participate in the Run Disney necessarily want it to be different every year. They want it to look good, and this does not look good. Mm-hmm. Some of what the stuff that was for last year looks a million times better for that. I'd rather have that with 2016 than that mess.
Yeah. Well, page 3 is the half marathon gear. So
that's probably the best so far.
Yeah. Okay. So top is a blue and blue with blue print. On the right hand side, there's a black with this "I Did It" slogan, but for the half with the headband just above it. The "I Did It" actually looks like they've made a bit of effort on this one. Now the white and blue T-shirt right in the middle is actually quite nice, to be fair. Yeah, I mean it kind of works. So that one's okay. Bottom left is a women's long sleeve half marathon T-shirt with a grey cap, a magnet which is exactly the same as the marathon one, and then some women's tights, running tights that have nothing to do with Disney on them whatsoever, but Champion have somehow managed to get them in and will no doubt sell loads of them at a really high price during the expo. Anything from you on those, Stu?
Next.
So next is this is the Goofy's race and a half stuff.
Goofy now green.
Goofy's all green this year. So top left is really dark forest green. Again, a magnet, move away from blue to green. On the magnet, there's a hoodie with a really slack bottom. Each to their own. Somebody might like it. There's that hoodie. This for me is where design fails. So you can always tell a noob designer or somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing when you ask them to go away and design something and all they come back with is text. When there's no imagery and just text, you know that you've got a noob on your hands. And that is exactly what that hoodie is there. It's just lazy, it's real amateur, and it's just really poor effort. Right in the middle is a green tech shirt, just says Goofy Challenge on, and then you've got two women's cotton t-shirts at the bottom. Quite nice looking material, but again, the print's pretty horrible.
It's awful. You can't even see what the characters are.
Yeah,
they're a mess.
They are a mess, yeah. And again, the lime green cap has reappeared. The headbands have reappeared. It's just not nice, guys. So let's move away from that. Okay.
Marathon, the Dopey. Oh.
Yeah, this is the Dopey challenge now. So this is stuff that we'd actually be interested in. A blue Dopey I Did It t-shirt with blue and pink. Do you know what? If Dopey was actually printed in Dopey colours, so the actual image of Dopey was printed well on that t-shirt, that would be a fairly nice t-shirt. And do you know what? Maybe just a little bit of an outline around some of that I Did It text, just so you know it wasn't just like a blurred mess. But they've ruined what is probably a great t-shirt there. There's a black Dopey Challenge t-shirt, which is awful. There's an orange one, which has Dopey looking like Mario. If it wasn't an orange t-shirt, that might be okay, but I'm just not sure about that one. Headband, white cap, women's orange t-shirt with orange print. It's like, come on, guys. I mean, I remember in 1994, I went to watch Black Sabbath, and I bought a Black Sabbath t-shirt, a black t-shirt with black print, and I came away from it as like a 13-year-old kid thinking, how cool is this? 12, 13-year-old, and I was like, how cool is this? Black t-shirt with black print. Now I'm an adult, and I look back and go, how stupid is that? Why the hell would you buy a black t-shirt with black print? And in the same sense, why in the hell would you buy an orange t-shirt with orange print? What a stupid idea. The magnet is quite nice. It's got some lines across it. I don't know if they're real or not. I don't know if that's just because of where the images come from. They look like they could be real. If they are, I'm not sure the point of them. And then again, some women's champion tights that say Dopey Challenge on them, I think. Stewart, tell me it's not just me who hates this.
I've got nothing to say about this. This is an absolute sham. When Disney get it wrong, they really do get it. Get them off.
So this is just this is the 5K and 10K stuff. Yeah, Stuart, I'm gonna let you explain the 5K and the 10K shirts whilst I take a moment just to knit to the loo, and I will be back in 20 seconds.
I really have to explain these shirts while you knit to the loo. They're awful. There, you've got an orange thing that says I did it and a purple thing that says I did it. And both of them are hideous. And there's nothing more to say. If you've been training for the best part of a year and waiting for these t-shirts and they show you this, and you think, ugh, well, that's how I feel. They're just awful, awful. The 5K sticker for the car, the magnet, is awful. And the kids race one, I guess that's kind of cool, but who puts kids race stickers on their cars? And as for the 10K one, well, that's horrible. Yeah, there's nothing aesthetically pleasing about this, any of them. Disney, sack your designer.
So you looked at them, Stuart, dear. You love them all.
It's an absolute abomination. Disney, I would sooner you just said to me, we're not making any this year.
Yeah. I think none would have been better than having those.
If you can pull up the t-shirts from Disneyland Half Marathon 2014.
Gosh, let me search. Disneyland Oops. No.
And I will explain to the fair people at Disney how much better these t-shirts are and why they are better. Oh, I'm on a full-blown rant tonight.
Okay, I think I have. Oh, these are the 2013 ones. But I think these are going to tell the same story. So let me just show you.
14, I want to see.
Let me see if these are close.
No, those are the year before. 2014, please.
Let's see if I can find them.
There, that one at the top is green with Mickey smashing through the half.
This one's?
No, go back. The green one, fifth from top.
This one.
Yeah. Da-da! It says marathon. It's got Mickey. It's got Disneyland. It says marathon. No complaints.
Do you know what the best thing about that design is, and the thing that they get wrong on all of the Florida shirts is, Mickey's coloured in the correct colours. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard for them to do that. It's like, colour the bastarding guy in. Like, why not? It's like, it's almost as though they're trying to save ink. Like, it doesn't make sense.
And you know what? You're actually right. They try to do some abstract arty type things. It was the same last year with the t-shirt, the marathon t-shirt. It was that speckled effect like this.
Yeah, they were hollow again last year, weren't they? And it's just bizarre.
Idiotic. The only criticism I've got of that t-shirt, which you were just showing, was it should say 13.1. Yeah, that's the only criticism. Oh, right. Let's change the subject completely. So,
just in terms of meetups and parties and all that kind of stuff, you all know that there's all sorts of stuff going on. So what I've done is I've pulled up to show you on the screen. Again, sorry you're not seeing much of my pretty face today, but nonetheless, sorry, that's someone from our group messaging Facebook group. To ignore that noise. So what you've got here now is, let's have a look. So these are the meetups. So this is just the marathon weekend. We all know when that is, so let's get rid of that one. Okay, so Dopey Expo meetup. So on the Wednesday, around 2 p.m. Eastern time, there is going to be a meetup at ESPN Wide World of Sports. So if you're around at that time and you see us, come and say hello, and we will have we'll have a chat.
We will be signing autographs.
I'm not sure about that, but we will certainly be there, and you will spot us. Hell, do you know what I mean? If there's a Starbucks around, come and grab a coffee with us. But yeah, it says here that you'll find everyone at the bottom. At the pavilion at the bottom of the steps.
The screen is frozen, but I'm not seeing that on screen. I'm seeing your show notes.
Really? Oh, have I shared the wrong screen? Sorry, guys. Let me share that again. There you go. That better?
Much better.
Ah, wonderful. So sorry, you've just been looking at my crappy notes, but yeah. Pretty much that is going to be the first meetup. So 2 o'clock on the Wednesday at ESPN Wild World of Sports. Go to the pavilion at the bottom of the steps, and that is where there is going to be a big meetup. Apparently, according to the Facebook group, there are 57 people going. Pretty sure there'll be more than that going. A few people that I've kind of been chatting to in the Dopey group that I'm quite looking forward to meeting up with, but hey, you know, the more people that get there, the better. So that's that one. That's cool. There is also a meetup for the 5K in the park.
That's 5K.
What was that? Sorry, Stuart.
It says pre-5K meetup.
That's right. Yeah. So before the 5K, 4:30 in the morning.
What?
Pretty early.
Photo taken at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we'll make that one because I don't think that race starts until 6.
No, it starts till 6. We will definitely be still in the toilets.
Yeah, so we might not be at that one, but if you guys can make it, then I advise you to go. So that is at the Wonder parking lot. There is a 10K meetup. Okay. Oops, sorry, I just clicked and showed down. So the 10K meetup, same place in the Wonder lot, and that is at 4 a.m. Again, seems a little bit early for my liking, but just so you can see it, feel free to go along. There is a meetup before the half marathon at 4 a.m. We'll probably be at that one, to be fair. That one's probably we'll probably be around for that one. And again, in the Wonder lot.
4 a.m. We ain't going to be there at 4 a.m.
We might be, maybe half past.
It starts at 6. Who set these times?
The half is 5:30, isn't it? We'll check the times. I think the half is a bit early.
And we'll probably be there an hour before.
Yeah.
Definitely won't be there an hour and a half before. I'll still be.
But we'll still come to the Wonder lot and find the rest of the dopies. And then finally, at the marathon, before the marathon, there is a meetup at 4 a.m. again at the Wonder lot. So yeah, we will try and get to as many of those as we possibly can. Can't guarantee we'll be at them all, but we will do what we can to get there. And we think you should too.
Yes. Yeah, and if you want to follow us, then you can probably find out where we are on Instagram. I'm at Stewart Anthony, and you are at the Jason Hearn.
Indeed, and that's all in the if you go into the YouTube description, all those links are there.
So you will see where we are from there, basically.
Indeed. So, onward and forwards, Dopey training. How's it all been going so far? So, Stuart, what have you been up to the last few weeks?
Oh God, it seems like forever since we've done a podcast, so I can't even remember the last time we spoke about the training.
I would probably start with Stockport 10 and go from there.
Right, so we did a Stockport 10 race, which was quite a hilly race in the rain. That was about 3 or 4 Sundays ago.
Yeah,
we did that. We did that together.
We did. It should have been 20 miles, and we only did 10.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. It was meant to be a 20, but we did 10, and we delayed our 20 till the following week. We did stick to our plan though with regard to how we were going to run it. So we still did the same 9 minutes on and 1 minute off, which worked very well. And it was uphill, and I think we did pretty damn good. It was quite strong that day.
Agree.
The next race that I did was 19. Was it 19 miles? Wasn't a race. It was a 19-mile training run. I did that at a nighttime, like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. So it was all in the dark, and that went really well. Did that with David. And then there was the big run, which I did with you, but I'll let you talk about what you've been doing up to the
big. Yeah. So again, Stockport 10 race could have been 20. We put it off because there was some injury concerns, so we delayed it and said we'd do 20 the week after. We didn't do 20 the week after. I can't quite remember what happened now, but we didn't do it. And then Stuart managed to get the 19 done. I couldn't get out that day because I was on a bike ride. I think I did about 120k that day on the bike. So I went out and did that, and we pushed it back, and then we said we're going to do last Sunday just gone, not yesterday, but oh, hang on, today. No, last Sunday. It was like 6 days ago. Sorry, it's Christmas. No one knows what day it is. So the Sunday before last, we were supposed to get out and do 22, but a recurring injury stopped Stewart from getting out that day, and it was the right thing to do. I'd kind of had it in my head that I was going, so decided to go anyway. I planned to do 10 rather than 22, and ended up doing 19. And then the day after, I ended up doing another 8. And then the day after, I ended up doing another 5, which takes us to the last long run that we did together, which ended up being 23 in total. Yeah. So we call it 22 because it was supposed to be 22, but strictly speaking, it was 23 that we did that day. So all in all, if my math is correct, 23 plus 8 plus 5, 46 plus the 19 takes me to 55 miles in 4 days, which is an unplanned Dopey simulation if ever I saw one. So despite some of the bad stuff that happened on that run, I'll hand you over to Stewart and he can talk about that in a minute. Despite that, I'm feeling okay. How about you?
Well, I was gutted when I couldn't do that 22 miles on the Sunday. I ran the previous day and felt like I had really, really ridiculously tight calves, and I was worried how that would manifest. So I decided to take some time off, go and see a physio, get a bit of a rub down, and get him to tape up my leg. And then we went out on the Wednesday. We started off at about 2 o'clock, and our route was 22 miles. We got to about four miles in, and I felt like my shin, my calf was still tight, but it started to loosen up by then. By about 6 miles, I was happy. I was content. We were picking up, we were staying on pace. I thought we were doing all right. I think I was a little bit ahead of you.
Quick, actually, yeah. We should have been doing for a race day. We need to be doing like 10-minute, 15 average over the course. What that kind of means is 10-minute miles for probably kind of like the first 12, and then probably 6 at about 10-15, and then 6 at kind of 10.5 to 11, and that should bring us in about 10-15, there or thereabouts. So we were well quick. We were doing like 9-minute miles.
We're not doing 9-minute miles on my Garmin.
Your Garmin's broke. Now, I think we averaged like 9:20.
My Garmin might well be broke, but
I think
you've got to remember there was a mile difference between us.
Yeah, it was about 9:25 average for the first 6 or 7 miles. Yeah,
it wasn't on mine. I will tell you what it was on mine because I'm going to look on Strava right now.
Go for it. My Strava's in Ks, so I can give it you in Ks, but you have to do the conversion yourself.
So according to my Strava, our pace was 10.26 for the first mile, 9.56 for the second mile, 10 for the third mile, 10.12 for the fourth mile, 10.26 for the fifth mile, 10.07 for the sixth mile, 10.04 for the seventh mile, 10.14 for the eighth mile, 10.33 for the ninth, 10.21, 10.11, 10.19, and then this happens. So we were a little bit slower than 10-minute miles. So basically what happened was we got to about mile 12 and Jason was complaining of some knee pain. and
Yeah.
you looked were in genuine agony.
Yeah, I lost the use of my left leg completely. Yeah, and we were about 12 miles in.
We had 10 miles to go. We're at our furthest point.
Yeah, we were as far away as we could possibly have been, and my left knee went. So subsequently, you know, I know what the problem is. So the shoes that I've been doing on my training and the shoes that I'm going to run the marathon in, because I've done my training in them, they cause me knee problems when I protect my Achilles, plantar, ankle, all that kind of area. So when I don't protect those areas, my knee's fine, but then I get really bad heel problems and Achilles problems and whatnot. So because I knew I was doing a long run, I'd strapped up my Achilles and my heel and all that area. It was all strapped up and all safe and protected, which meant that my knee was going to feel the brunt of it, and it did. And just after 12 miles, it completely went. I couldn't put any weight on my left leg whatsoever.
At which point, I turned around and said to you, "Are you all right?" Thinking, we've got to do this 22-miler. Please tell me you're all right. And he's like, "I'm all right. I'm all right." In agony, and I'm thinking to myself, please let him be able to continue it. I just want, because I felt really good myself at that point. I was like, please. And I turned around and said to you, "We can get an Uber back if you want." And I'm like, "We're not getting a bloody Uber back." I didn't dare say that to you.
So yeah. And so basically it was really bad, and I couldn't even walk, never mind run. And so I managed to get walking again. And then I figured out, I was trying to figure out how to land my feet so that I could run. So I was trying to figure out how I could land my left foot so that my knee didn't hurt and I could carry on, because the pain was quite specific. It was just under the knee on the outside. So it was in a very, very specific place. So I was there must be a way I can land my foot so that it doesn't hurt. And I kind of figured out that if I took baby steps, even if I took them quickly, I wasn't in any pain. So I managed to get going again. And I managed to adapt my running style to that. It meant we probably couldn't run for as long, but it meant I could keep going. And in my head, I was like, "I've only got 10 miles to go, so I just need to suck up the pain." And then about a mile later, this happened.
Well, I didn't understand what happened, because at first I was like, well, I've got a bit of knee pain, but have I got knee pain? Am I really in knee pain, or is it sympathy pain? What's going on? I don't normally have knee pain there. What's causing this? And I know I've had tight calves in the same leg. So I just continued trying to block it out. I didn't want to tell you at first, because two people in agony could lead to that ride on an Uber. And so we continued. By about mile 16, I was literally like, "Oh, this is not good." At which point I was like, we should probably not really continue, because I'm afraid of what damage we're gonna cause. But you told me to shut up and continue.
Yeah. So my positive outlook was, fuck it. Like, we're already out. We're already injured. Like, all right, we might make it a little bit worse, but you know what? Like, we're out here anyway. We've got to do the run. So we might as well just keep bloody going. And then
that probably goes against all medical advice throughout the whole medical profession.
Absolutely. Definitely does. 100%. Do not take
all the way to about mile 19 or 20. Yeah. Jason nipped into McDonald's to drop off the kids.
Yeah. So this is a really interesting point, though, because I had, right, whenever I get a stitch, I'm going to so you're going to miss my head a little bit. Right. Whenever I get a stitch, I get a pain here. This is where I always get a stitch. Every time. If I'm getting a stitch, this is where it is. And I had a stitch pain, but it was here. And I've never had it there before. And it felt really strange. And it was a really late part in the run for it to happen, and it just kind of didn't make sense. And I was like, something's not right. Something doesn't feel right. And I was trying to go through my head about like what it could possibly be. So I kind of thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a toilet and see if it's that. That is exactly what it was. So at least now on marathon day, I know if I get a pain here, I know what it means. So, but that is exactly what it was. So yeah, my first visit to a McMurdo restaurant in quite a long time. And yeah, I feel sorry for everyone.
So basically what you're telling our audience is that you were full of shit.
I was, yeah, and I emptied it all out in Ronald's house.
Out of your knee. So,
yeah.
So I sat down, which was rather painful, and we slowly ran in the last 3 or 4 miles, which was very painful and it was the least ideal long run. You want your long run before taper to be perfect and everything to go to plan. And this was just an absolute mess.
Yeah.
Both got back.
Yeah. I in my head, I was kind of like, okay, that is as bad as it can get. Like, it can't get any worse than that. Like, I couldn't walk. Like, it was like, I couldn't walk and I needed to go for a shit. Like those are the two things that you just don't want to happen. Like, you don't want to have to go and do a number 2, and you definitely want to be able to walk. And I couldn't. I had to go for a shit, and I couldn't walk. So like in my head, it's like, you know, other than not waking up for the bloody race, like that's as bad as it can get.
I think probably diarrhea is worse, but we did get really, really slow. We slowed down a lot to 16-minute miles.
Yeah.
Which is walk pace for us. And
we wouldn't have got swept. So the actual average pace when we got in, we wouldn't have been swept. So
no. And we managed to speed up for the last mile. I don't know whether that was just because we knew that we were home.
Definitely was because we knew we were back. 100% was because of that.
But yeah, so it feels like there's a bit of a dark shadow now hanging over us because neither of us has done a long run since then. No. We both ran on Tuesday. Did you run on Monday?
No, just ran on Tuesday. So just under 5K on Tuesday.
Yeah, so we did a very, very easy 5K on Tuesday. And then tomorrow, I will probably go for a 5K at Parkrun. Will you be joining me?
Yeah. No, I'm really quite tempted to go, to be honest. But the weather looks like it's going to be a bit crap. But we'll see. I'm going to pack to go, but I'll see how I feel when I wake up.
You're never going to feel good when you wake up.
I never feel like Parkrun, but it's the new year, and I don't know. When it's the new year, you always feel like. But I certainly won't be running it fast. If I'm running it, it'll be a nice steady little run.
If I choose to run tomorrow, I'm more than likely going to run tomorrow morning. But if I do run, I think what I'm going to try and do is just 30-minute 5K.
Yeah.
Incidentally, it's Charlotte's 50th Parkrun tomorrow, so I might run with her.
You're coming to Heaton?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So that's that. And then on Monday, we're going to skip Sunday.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, we're going to do an easy run, hopefully, with still waters. Well, let's put it this way. I'm going to do an easy run. If anyone else wants to do a non-easy run, then they're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I think I'll be speaking to the leaders in charge and making sure that we're catered for. But yeah, the plan is to give the legs a bit of a shake out on Monday, because Tuesday morning we fly and we're stuck in a plane for 9 hours with not much leg room. So the plan is definitely to give them legs a shake out on Monday night.
You never shared with our trusty viewers.
What's that?
our little celebration?
Well, I have actually got that lined up here. So,
Why is it on your phone?
Get ready for this.
It's on Facebook. It might be clearer on Facebook.
But if you go to Stewart's Instagram, you'll find it.
Oh yes, that's true. It's on my Instagram at stewartanthony.com. Yes, our little celebratory Taylor Swift 22 dance.
Yeah. Because there's not a 23 song.
Not that I'm aware of.
But if anyone knows one, let us know.
26.2 song, because if there was a 26.2 song, we will be.
There must be a marathons. There must be a song about marathons. There has to be.
There is.
There just has to be.
So we were going to do some reviews for Christmas, but that seems a little bit late now.
It does, and we've been talking for quite some time already. So I think we'll probably skip what to buy runners for Christmas because they will have already had them by now, and we will save that for the running geeks in the new year, I think.
Sounds good to me. And some of the questions that we've been sent were, when should you start taper? You should have started 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
apparently, yeah. Officially, tapering is 3 week. Is a 3 week process. So you do your final.
There we go. Continue to talk about tapering.
Okay, cool. So officially, you do your final long run, and then you have the week following that. Your midweek runs stay the same. Your long run reduces. So you do a long run, so maybe 10 miles or so, and then the following 2 weeks that reduces.
I'm back. Yeah, so the taper, you should be in taper mode right now. Yeah, we've not done that many runs in taper.
No.
I'm hoping I've not forgotten how to run.
No, I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. I mean, it's we did our long runs far too late, but do you know what? It's fine. We're resting now. We're making sure that we're going to be fit for the marathon. We're still running, like, you know, it was a bit of a gap between the last long run and then the 5K. It was almost a week, and then it's going to be 4 or 5.
I feel like you rested after a slight niggle. Let's put it that way.
But good. I feel fresh right now, so you know. I'm hopefully going to run tomorrow morning, and then I'm hopefully going to run Monday night, and you know, I feel like I'm going into the marathon fresh, and that's a good feeling. So
yeah, you feel like you're going into the marathon fresh now, but once you've done a 5K, a 10K, a half,
yeah,
4 a.m. every day for them, you're not going to feel so fresh. So maybe having this extended period of break now is probably good. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so officially 3 weeks, and you should continue to run, but at much reduced volume, and definitely no speed work, nothing intensive. That taper period is about rest. It's not about doing. It's about taking time out.
I listened to an interview recently with Jeff Galloway. Jeff Galloway being the Olympian that basically has a partnership with Run Disney. And he was saying that according to his plan, that you should just spend time walking. If you can't get out there and run, do some walks, because that is good time on your feet.
Yeah, leg time is important. Yeah, even when you run, leg time is important. Stewart has a bad habit of always stopping his watch, and I'm like, no, you've got to leave your watch running because you're still moving, and as long as you're still moving, that's leg time, and that has to count. So you've got to keep your watch going. So take that auto pause off, take all that stop start off your watches, let your watch just run, and it's like let that leg time be your goal.
I only stopped my watch when we stood at a traffic light.
Or when we were walking across a bridge because you thought you were going to fall in.
That was rather a random route you took me.
It was a sketchy bridge. It was a proper, you know, if you're not from England and you're not used to the English canals, you'll have never seen anything like it in your life. But
It was rather off-roady.
yeah,
So,
it was basically 2 logs of wood that were kind of, so this is, if you're looking at them from an aerial view, there was like 2 logs of wood that are attached to either side of the river, and they were kind of like this with a gap in the middle, and you had to kind of walk across one of them and then jump onto the next one and walk across. Pretty sketchy little crossing, but
yeah, it was not ideal, especially not, you didn't want to do that at like mile less than 1.
you didn't want to be doing it at mile 20, let me put it that way, but we did it.
I have gone in at mile 20.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about things that we need to take and remember to pack for the races. So I've got a list here in my head of things that I'm going to be taking, and they include pain relief pills, ibuprofen.
I went out yesterday and bought some ibuprofen.
Gels. These are the English ones. They're very, very watery, so you don't need to take them with drinks. They don't sell them in America, but they should, because they're much better than that sloppy, the non-sloppy Cliff Bar and Dew ones that are really different.
I really like the Cliff gels. I think they're quite good. You know, you do have to take water with them, which is a bit of a faff. But I quite like the Cliff gels.
Not a fan myself, not a fan. Other things that I think you need to remember are, we've spoken about them before, nipple plasters. Don't forget to cut your toenails before, or if you're traveling like us from a long distance, bring some toenail clippers. Don't forget your phone charger, and of course your charger for your GPS watch. Sorry, safety pins, did you say? Yeah, safety pins were fine because Disney give you safety pins. What else can I think of? Just try and think of any potential problems, like bring 2 pairs of trainers at least, bring lots of clean clothes, dry clothes, pack some dry clothes in your pickup bag. What else?
If you're flying, the best tip for if you're flying is take your marathon day gear, including your trainers, in your carry-on luggage. So if you're checking your bags in, the stuff that you're definitely going to run the marathon in, that you know that you've practiced in, you've trained in, you know it's comfortable and doesn't chafe and it's perfect for the long run, put that in your carry-on. Do not pack that shit away, because if that bag of yours gets lost, you're screwed. And that's real, especially the shoes. Like, there's just no substitute for the shoes that you've trained in.
What about something like this? That can't go in my hand luggage.
They are less than 100 mil, aren't they? They can go in your hand luggage.
$60 mil.
Yeah, they can go in your hand luggage.
So I think they'd probably take them off you.
I took some.
So I'd like to risk it. I think the chances of them taking it off you are higher than the chances of you losing your luggage.
I took some of them to LA, and when we went to LA in my hand luggage, and they were
to Dublin.
Was it Dublin I took them to?
I think it was Dublin.
Yeah. I took them somewhere on a plane, and I was expecting them to get taken off me, and they didn't. So.
Well, fingers crossed none of them crazy, horrible nightmares will happen to us.
I think they sell in the US. I think they sell Torque gels as well, though. And Torque are they're basically the same as SIS gels, so they're the big ones with loads of water in them.
Right. So that's pretty much that. What are you looking forward to buying from the expo, apart from all that?
After seeing all that crap before, absolutely nothing. So there's 2 things I'm going to buy from the expo. One of them is a Mickey, a 2016 Mickey. They're the little, they're not. I call them Kubricks. I don't think they're actually made by Kubrick. They might be, but I don't think they are.
Animation, they're called.
Yeah. So one of those Vinylmation Mickeys. I like those. And then the second thing I'll be buying is, if you go onto the Run Disney website, go into the runner. There you go. If you go into the runner information tab, if you scroll down, there is a section that says something like "I gift bag" or something along those lines. If you click on that, there's loads of offers, stuff that you can take advantage of during marathon weekend. One of those is 20% off at the Havaianas or however you want to pronounce it, the Brazilian flip-flops. And I've always wanted to buy a pair, never have, so I'm going to be treating myself to a pair of flip-flops with 20% off, thanks to Run Disney. So yeah, that's those two things I'll be buying. So nothing else.
That is the height of indulgence there. A pair of Havaiana flip-flops.
Yeah. What about you? Are you going to be buying some of them shirts, some of them lovely shirts?
Buy the new Christian Louboutin flip-flops. No.
With a red sole. That is Louboutin, isn't it? With a red sole.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll probably buy one of them t-shirts, as will you probably.
I definitely will not.
I think you'll probably find a t-shirt there. I mean, it's not just them t-shirts. There are t-shirts on the New Balance stand, and there are t-shirts on the Champion stand that are Run Disney t-shirts that are only available at the expo, but they are not in the official merchandising area.
Ah, okay.
But that got a really nice one that said World Traveller, and there was a really nice one that just had a run Mickey, which I couldn't get because it wasn't in my size by the time I went. But they did do some extra additional t-shirts that were not with all that crap. So you'll probably get something, and I don't believe that there'll be nothing there that you don't like.
We shall
see. With regards to other stuff, I'm sure there'll be something on some of the other stands that you will want to pick up. I know I need to get some Body Glide.
I was thinking of getting the KT kit. I was thinking of getting the KT tape, guys, to strap my knee up.
That is probably a good idea, but it'll probably mean we will need to go to the KT tape stand on Friday afternoon, because you'll do it for the half and the full.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday. Yeah, I mean, my skin seems to be quite good with tape. So Rock tape, KT tape, when I put it on, it stays on for a good week and a half to 2 weeks. For some reason, when it goes on Stewart's skin, it comes off the day after. So I don't know what's going on there.
Because my skin repels foreign objects.
Yeah, mine just
obviously absorbs, including me.
Yeah, because I've wrapped my knee before. I've taped my knees before. I feel fairly confident doing it, but I know I know that I know how to strap my Achilles and my ankle properly and really well. And quite honestly, I'm comfortable and quite happy to do that myself. I know that if I do it, it will work how I need it to work. But I'm just conscious that my knee might go again, and therefore. Yeah, I think if I can get the guys from KT to do that, they'll only do one taping for free, by the way. So,
yes,
yeah. So just wisely.
If you buy tape, and there will be, hopefully, special Disney tape, which we will have to buy.
Yeah.
And then they will happily apply that to as many regions as you want taping.
Yeah.
Including your mouth.
Not a bad idea.
So that's that. Anything else that you want to buy there?
No, I don't think so. I need Cliff Bars, but I'll get them from Walmart. So Walmart sell boxes of 12 Cliff Bars for absolute pit.
Wow.
So yeah, you get 12 in there. I think it's like $8 or something ridiculous like that, which it's like with tax, it's like less than $1 a bar, and it's just You know, even with the really bad currency conversion at the minute over here, it's just so cheap compared to what we pay for those bastard things. So
I paid £1.70 for one the other day.
yeah, they're like £1.75 to £2 here in the UK, and even when we were in Whole Foods, I remember being in Whole Foods when we were in Hollywood, and I was kind of like, wow, like Cliff Bar's like the cheapest thing in the store, and I think they were like $1.50, and like you could tell that was like priced up, and you were like that was like an expensive price, and it's like $1.50. That's less than £1. This is incredible. Like, give me all the Cliff Bars. So yeah, I need a box there, but I will look if they're going to give me some for free at the expo, I'll take them. But yeah, I don't think I'll get them cheaper at the expo than I can get them at Walmart. Could be wrong, but we'll see.
No, I don't think they do too many deals at that. You know what they also have? This is not necessarily for us, but there'll be a lot of people out there. They have the Cliff Pacer team will be at the expo, and they have pacers doing 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours, 4.5 hours, 4:45, 5:30 is the highest I think they go up to. And they have them little bands that have your predicted mile times, so you can wear a band. So if you're planning on doing it in 4 hours, it says where you should be at when the time should be at 2 miles, after 3 miles, etc.
Yeah,
pace.
It's worth us going nicking a couple of those bands, I think. But yeah,
there's loads of them. Make them, and you get a chance to introduce yourself to the pacers. So that's nice. If you're interested in that, you can go and do that. I think we should definitely take a few of them bands so we can see where we are.
Yeah, definitely. Not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, because once you've done, 12, 13, 16, 18, 20 miles, your ability to do addition.
My ability to count, I always know when I'm like tired, because as soon as I'm tired, like I can't do math anymore. Like it just stops. That part of my brain just completely stops functioning, and it's bizarre. And you're like trying to work it out, and you kind of like, oh, every mile's 1.6k, and I've got 3 miles to go. How far is that in k? And you're like, oh, can't figure it out. And it's like it's so obviously 5k, but you're just like, oh, my head's gone. And yeah, I think. Yeah, I know I'm tired when I can't do math, and that is one of the little things that I do tend to do when I'm running. I'll ask myself equations every now and again, and that gives me a sense of whether I need to eat or not.
Okay, that's rather strange behaviour, but nothing more than we expect from you.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it. I think we're done. I think we're there. It is time. The next show that we do, depending on our Wi-Fi connection, could well be from the same room, live in Florida somewhere. Fingers crossed. Or what I might do is I might just record the footage and then just upload it so it's not live. But yeah, I think we'll try and do a post Dopey, Road to Dopey.
What we should do is we should probably do like a filming of the night before.
Yeah.
And we kind of talk about what we're doing, and we can show people what we've laid out.
Yeah. That's good.
And did you say you're bringing a GoPro?
I'm not. I don't think I'm bringing a GoPro. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to see the person I know who's got one before I get there. But I've got this, and I've got this, so I'm pretty sure that we're okay for cameras.
What does CTFU stand for?
Hashtag CTFU. Carb the fuck up.
What is that?
It means eat carbs, not animals. 80% carbs, 10% protein, 10% fat.
But what does the CTFU stand for?
Carb the fuck up.
Okay. Well, I'm not vegan or anything. I eat animals. But I am a carb lover, so you know, I guess I'm kind of halfway there.
Indeed. Don't be scared of sugar, people. Sugar is your friend.
Well, actually, if you've seen my New Year's resolutions, one of them is to cut down on sugar.
Yeah, I did see that. I'm gonna have a word with you about that another time.
Well, considering how much I enjoy, then I'm sure there's definitely room for me to reduce my sugar intake.
Sugar's great. Sugar's brilliant. And when you get used to the idea of eating a high carb diet, what you realize is that your body will only consume what it needs, and like you start to feel full when your body's eating with it. And it takes time for your body to get used to it. But yeah, I think when you get used to kind of how it works and what you're doing, actually, it's you know, there's loads of people on YouTube who talk about it. Some kind of extreme people like Durian Rider, and then there's some people who are a bit more sensitive. A guy from Florida called Bananiac. I mean, it's like maniac, but bananas like bananiac, I think is how you pronounce it. A guy called Tino from Florida who is, yeah, he's really, really good. Well worth watching his videos on YouTube, actually. But yeah, go, you know, people should go and check those guys out. And yeah, in the UK, there's loads of people doing it as well. I've got a channel. Our friend Katie's got a channel, Katie Kookaburra. There's loads of them. There's loads of those channels talking about it. But yeah, high rice, loads of rice, loads of potatoes, pasta if you must, but free from gluten. Loads of bananas, loads of fruits, loads of dates, and just cut the fat out.
I eat all that all the time. Just bread, biscuits.
It's not bread.
It's sure like, it's all bad. That's all I eat is carbs. Oh, and all I drink is water.
Yeah, water's good. That's good. Yeah, I failed badly at that one.
It's going to be really difficult because I drink so much water that I'm forever needing to pee. So depending on where I'm sat on the plane, I'm going to be driving a few people quite insane.
Well, I'm taking the window seat, so you'll either be on the aisle or in the middle. That's completely up to you.
Well, then you're going to have it out with Chris, because Chris wants the window seat.
Yeah, but I'm going to check into the window seat, and I've got a special meal coming. So once I've checked into the window seat, that's my seat. If he wants the window seat in front of me, that's totally fine. But yeah, that window seat on that aisle is mine. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Age wins.
Right.
Age over beauty.
Wrap it up there.
Indeed. It's been a pleasure again. And yeah, we'll see you in a few days.
On the other side of the Atlantic, on the greener grass.
Yeah.
Now, remember, good weather, sun, heat, warmth, Florida.
Pray to the sun gods like this.
When I did my last 19 miler with David, it was actually pissing down the whole day. And I was waiting for David to finish work, and the whole day I was looking at the weather thinking, he is not going to want to do a full day at work and then come and run 19 miles with me. He's not even training for anything in the pissing down rain. And it was actually awful, torrential rain. And I looked up at the sky and went, please, just give me 2.5 hours, 3 hours of dryness. And I asked, and my prayers were listened to. So him up there, or her up there, or anybody that's in charge of the weather control, please be nice to us.
So let's wrap it up.
Right, well, that's enough from us. If you want to find out more about us, you can follow us on Twitter. All the information is below, but I'm at Run Stewart. He's at the Jason Hearn. We're on Instagram at the Jason Hearn and at Stuart Anthony, and we're both on Strava. You'll have to find the links to that below. But that is pretty much it. We are now done for 2020. 15/16. We will see you in Florida. Keep running, everyone, but not too hard. You're tapering.
See you later. Bye.